What up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is they went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's how I do this song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all of this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to start. I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zamp's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see. Can I see? Hit me up in my DMs, and I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Jesus Christ, superstar. Listen, I don't know why I love that. I don't know what sick, twisted, sadistic place in my mind conjured up that little ditty in the midst of that review of the reunion of Chasing Dallas. No, that was the reunion of Chasing Atlanta 2 seasons ago. A mess, just a mess. Is what a song yet? Is that song? That's from the musical Jesus Christ Superstar. Hey, everybody, as y'all come in the room, I am here. Y'all go ahead and like the video, share this out, all of that good shit. Hey, Cams, boo. Hey, Ravine. Looking all nice and cute in the red. Diamond Pearl Jim, Sophia. Hey, Mr. Pisces, who's happy belated birthday. We know you had a birthday the other day, so happy belated birthday. Oh, rub me my cooch or rub me my coach. It is not a song yet. I need somebody to just make that into a song for me. I'll do the whole voice over there. We could collab on this. If somebody put a beat to it, we'll make it a whole song. It'll be like part of the intro. Hey, Tanya, boo. Tanya, when you stay your butt in town, and when I stay my butt in town, we're going to go and have brunch or something one day. You always out of town on 2 wheels. I'm always going out of town in the air, flying somewhere. And we going to work it out. We're going to go have brunch somewhere. The Atlanta delegation. We'll have a Atlanta delegation meeting or something like that. Child, we'll get it together. Hey, Danny Boo, what's good over there on the West Coast? All y'all put a happy belated birthday in the chat for Mr. Pisces. His birthday was the other day. Listen, um, I mean, I try not to celebrate Pisces men too much because something wrong with them. They ain't wrapped tightly. But we like Mr. Pisces over here, so we ain't gonna give him too much. But y'all know them Pisces, man. Child, child, cure, cure. But Shondo, and happy belated birthday to Mr. Pisces. Um, the dossier today, ladies and gentlemen, is a little bit packed today, y'all. It's a lot going on today. I'm not gonna be before you long. We're gonna transition right into really be. We're gonna do this live round. We'll be here till about 6:30, maybe. I figure 6:30. That'll give us a good hour and a half. We do this live, and then we'll transition right into really be. And y'all will go from there. Listen, but the dossier today is kind of. I actually had to leave some stories out because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to unpack all of this stuff. So anyway, mods, hall monitors, all my mods or hall monitors. Today's time, we're gonna give the people till 5:30. At 5:31 Eastern, 4:31 Pacific, 2:31. I'm sorry, 4:31 Central, 2:31 Pacific. If they ain't in here, if they roll up into my class after that, y'all already know. Today's number is 2700 for LTD 27. 2700 word essay. No, we gonna start with a 270 word essay. If they try to act like, if they give you any talk back, any lip, or say anything, hey Juana, then it go from 270 to 2700. So we're gonna start off. We feeling good today. We're gonna pop our collar because we feeling kind of good today. We got a jam-packed dossier today. So we feeling kind of good about ourselves. So we only gonna give the people 270 words for this good essay. If they come in here anytime after 5:31. But if they give you any pushback, mods and hall monitors, or any lip, go ahead and run them the 2,700 word essay. Quick, fast, and in a hurry, with haste. Exactly, Danny. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, so um let me oh God, where to start? I got several let me start off with some good news. No, let's end with some good news. I'm gonna end with the good news because the sugar spiky moments. We do have one sugar spiky moment that is triggering. I'm just letting you know that now it is very, very triggering. I will warn you ahead of time. Um, I will warn you ahead of time that the sugar spiky moment is very, very triggering, extremely triggering. I put it in the mod squad chat, and I even told them I would not like. There was a link to the to some. We'll talk about it when we get there. But even the mod squad, I had to warn them. Not just the mod squad. I'm sorry, the members only chat. Even in the members only chat, I had to warn them that it was not for the faint of heart. It was quite triggering. So anyway, um, era, let me see. Programming note while I'm pulling up some stuff. Programming note will be on Darren's channel tonight. We're on Darren's channel tonight for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Um, panel. We will be on Darren's channel tonight. So that's a programming note for that. So where to begin? Where to begin? Um hmm trying to see where to begin. So hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Why is this taking so long? Uh, 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 uh. Okay. So this story, the story that let's start here. So y'all's girl, hey Alpha Mac, what's going on? Y'all's girl Glorilla is in the news. She always in the news, but it's usually because she done said something out of the way. Well, apparently she there was a stampede at one of her performances. Can one of the mods put the link to Darren's channel in the chat, please? And thank you. One of the mods, if y'all would. Um, I don't know what's going on with my internet. Hold on, y'all. I don't know why Comcast is giving me grief, but they are. Comcast is giving me grief today. Whatever. But if one of the mods could put Darren Green's channel in the chat, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Okay. So she had a performance in New York, and there was a stampede. Um, and now people are dead. Let me read this to you. Um, during Glorilla's performance, excuse me, over the weekend, chaos ensued as concert goers attempted to rush to safety after shots were allegedly fired inside the venue. According to reports, the stampede left a 33-year-old woman dead, two victims in critical life-threatening conditions, and six others with non-life-threatening injuries. On Monday, the Rochester Police Department confirmed one of the two victims in critical condition died in the hospital. It's important to note that since the stampede, authorities have said they don't believe a shooting ever took place. That's according to Lieutenant Nicholas Adams, who said, quote, at this time, there's no evidence to support a shooting having occurred inside the event. The injuries appear to be a result of a large crowd pushing toward the exits, following accounts of individuals hearing what they believed to be gunshots, end quote. Glorilla has spoken out after the incident. She just here's what she wrote. She tweeted this out. I'm just now hearing about what happened. WTF, praying everybody is okay. And she put up praying hands. Yeah, that was down to the Glorilla concert over the weekend. It was in Rochester, New York. Um apparently a second victim has now succumbed to their injuries and passed away. They've succumbed to the injuries they received during that stampede that took place. So now we got two people dead at this after this Glorilla concert. Here's the thing, people. First of all, Glorilla, let me say this. While that was cute, I feel like you needed to get with your PR team, your publicist, your management. There should have been a full statement from the Glorilla the Glorilla team. Like there should have been a full throated, and I'm not saying that her tweet, she wasn't sympathetic in the tweet, but a one sentence tweet, I don't think is enough when you have people, two people right now, and others that are still in the hospital and injured that died because of a stampede that happened at your event. I'm not saying that Glorilla did is responsible, but since it happened at her event, she owes it to those fans, the members of that community, the family of the victims, that she comes out with a full throated, you know, apology. I'm sympathetic, it more than just a one. And I don't know if she's done that yet. I haven't seen any evidence to the fact that she's done that, but there needs to be a much more concerted effort to express the much more sympathy and condolences for that for that family and their community. Hell, why aren't you? And I don't know if she is. If y'all find out she is, let me know. But this should be something in the form of, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. My team will be working with the family to see if we can pay for some funeral expenses. Like this is that serious. So, um, like somebody should be in front of this for her. Like you literally, you have the money, you have the capital, you can scratch a check or two and say the funeral expenses for the victims will be taken care of by my team. I will be taking care of the funeral expenses for these people. I will be taking care of hospital expenses for people who were injured during this, or something like that. Because things like this, I'll give you a perfect example. That's why people have liability insurance. Now, why do you want to get in front of this? Because you can still be sued. What's the girl named Glorilla? You and your team, management, y'all can still be sued for liability. The venue can be sued for liability. That's why the venue probably has liability insurance. And even if you're not sued, this is just a bad look. But I don't expect Glorilla to, be all there. She's not the sharpest tack in the drawer. Let's just be clear. But a one sentence, oh, what she said, oh, I'm just now hearing about what happened, WTF. How are you just hearing about what happened? This sounds like a major stampede at this venue where you were. Now, this happened Sunday night. She tweeted this out. She did tweet it out Sunday night. Let me take that back. She did tweet that out Sunday night, so I'll recant that. But and maybe that was her thoughts in the immediacy of the situation. But baby, we 2 days out. Your team, your PR team, somebody should be on top of this, really giving a full throated statement on your condolences and your prayers for the grieving family, monetary contributions that you'll be making to funeral expenses and things like that. You got to get in front of this, Glorilla. This is what, listen, whenever I go to stuff like concerts, baby, I always know where all of the exits are. Because if I'm sitting in a seat where the exit isn't close to me, guess what? It may be safer for me to do. Stay where I'm at or hide in place because I do run the risk of being, one false steps, you trip, and now you being pushed to the ground and trampled to death. Child. Ariel Partner said, Yo Gotti has already missed the mark with the whole 1,500 personal assistant posting for her. I don't think they understand they need a full team around. She does. That woman ain't rap tightly. That woman say anything out her mouth. Publicist, road manager, everything. And people are so concerned. I'm glad you said that, Ariel. People be so concerned about the glam squad. They spend very little to no money on publicists, PR team, and those people who are out here to make sure your brand isn't tarnished by your buffoonery. A mess. A mess. Listen, you need when you listen when y'all go to these venues. A lot of y'all going to the Beyonce concert this summer, and you know it's gonna be packed. Hey Volvo, what's good, boo? Beyonce concert is gonna be packed. The girls are gonna be in there. Some of the girls gonna be doing all kinds of things. This is 2023. Anything that sounds like this, or we don't know what that is. Somebody clapped too hard. Somebody may mistake that for gunfire. I don't know, and that sounds extreme, but anything can set off, triggers for hey China White, hey boo. Anything can set off triggers, and you know how we are, especially us, baby. You see one or two people running, we all running. We'll figure it out in the sweet by and by. Afterwards, when we get several blocks away, we'll figure out why we was running there. But in the immediacy of the situation, we get our ass the hell out of here because we ain't got the type of time. I'm just saying that's how this goes. Baby, y'all around here going to this Beyonce concert, please be mindful, know where your exits are, and know if you get into a situation, what is your best move? Is your best move to make it toward the exit, or is your best move maybe to go to the ground and hide somewhere where you are? And you got to think of it, it's a safety to life issue. So you always have to be thinking about your safety. So I'm not doing this with you, Tracy. Hey, Tracy, boo. Tracy, you didn't have enough comments under my review of Real Housewives of Potomac. The people was waiting for you to go in on Sharice, and you ain't even go in on Sharice like you was supposed to. The people are waiting for you to go in on Sharice in the comment section. I gave you a whole shout out, and you didn't even go in on that woman. Child. Tracy, you had about 15 good minutes. You was gonna get this good essay, honey. Hey, Tracy, boom. I see the Mod Squad is here. Where's Jason? And we know the Mod Squad here and intact. All right. I do have some old palette cleansers, y'all. I don't have a lot. I didn't even have a chance. It was a long day at work, so I found some old palette cleansers. Here you go. There you go. Old palette cleansers. Old. Nothing new. All old. But sometimes the old ones are the good ones. Cha. They old, but they good. Mm-hmm. Oldies, but goodies. Cha. Anyway, so you were saying your other half of the live review. Oh, okay. We're gonna be on Darren's. Did Darren give you a link? Tracy, hit Darren up for the link because we're gonna be on Darren's channel tonight. All right, so that's Glorilla, y'all. Y'all let me know. Hey, I'll try to keep y'all posted on that. Let me know what y'all think about that. In other news, so Paramount Global. What's good, Diva One? Where you been? Seeing you in a minute. Who's the first guy? The first guy, he's one of my Instagram thoughts. You know, fill out the bushes to look at the first one. It is something about that dark chocolate, ain't it? Diva, I'll show him for you again just because you fill out the bushes. But something about the way the sun kisses that dark chocolate, dear God. I mean, Diva One, if I try and go look for it and send you his Instagram information if I remember. But the way that sun is kissing that, that melanin, Father, Father, Father God. Cha. So Paramount Global, who owns, BET and all of those other the BETs and VH1s of the world, They are thinking about selling um, BET. Now, people are throwing out there the fact that Tyler Perry may be interested in purchasing BET. Also, Byron Allen is also a name that's being thrown out there. He has a whole lot of money. Um, um, Byron Allen has a whole lot of money. He already owns, I think he owns the Weather Channel and several other cable networks. Oh, you've been here just in the bushes. Y'all gotta come out the bushes every now and again, because I be in the bushes too. But it be ants in the bushes, especially when you on your knees in the bushes all the time. I be on my knees, honey. Anyway, you get bit by ants in the bushes. So every now and again, you gotta come out the bushes. You hope who doesn't do it, Byron Allen or Tyler Perry. So those are the two names that if Paramount Global does throw it, does actually go through with selling it, that because they're saying Tyler Perry is already in talks with them, but I've also seen and heard that Byron Allen is also in talks. So money talks. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna probably go to the highest bidder. Here's my thing: if you're going to, what's up, so Jeff? Um, I think he does, but I think he has stake in BET Plus. I think that's what it is. He has stake in BET Plus, but um, yeah, he doesn't have majority stake, but I know from if I remember correctly, he has some minority stake in BET Plus. Well, Mr. Pisces, these are media conglomerates now, and there's been merging of several of these media companies, and so now it's called Paramount Global. They'll change names when they merge different things. Anyway, um, so here's the deal. Tyler Perry or Byron Allen, whoever is it's going to be. First of all, Tyler, if you're going to go into this, you cannot run BET like you run your TV shows and stage plays where you think you got to do everything. That's just not going to work out. You need real people in real positions. Hey, Spicy Original, that's just not going to be there to do your bidding. They're actually going to be there to really do real work. Think about the BET of 25 years ago, late 90s, early 2000, when BET was probably at its apex. When Robert Johnson sold BET, wait, that's gonna segue into our next story, child. Anyway, when Robert Johnson sold BET, I believe it was in 2001. Um, I don't know, Harold. Somebody check. I don't know if he's married to someone descended from the Caucasus Mountain. He might be, it might make sense. Child, the people get some money and all they see is they act like that's the only people they can marry is people descended from Caucasus Mountain, but that's a whole other story. But what we want to see, the black delegation is very disappointed with where BET has been for the last about 15 years. Okay. So my point being, it needs to go back to where it was during its glory days, during its apex, which is probably around the time that Vovo say he is Harold. What's up, Harold? Harold done fell out the bushes. Um, you good, Harold? You still had about almost 10 minutes. You still got about 10 minutes. No essays for you today, Harold. Anybody coming here at 5:31 gonna bust them across the head. Bam! Anyway, you had people back there only think of the 106 in Park programming, but BET had much more than just 106 in Park. They had BET Nightly News. They had programming and shows that edified the community. I'd love to see them to have a mixture of what BET did when they were showing black music when they were both showing black videos and things like that and music. Hey, Sean Kinsey, you in the bushes too? Ciao. I hear the bushes. No easy, not easy for me. The bushes ain't easy. Listen, the bushes will be ants down there, y'all. You get bit by the ants. Ciao. No essay for you. Okay, not easy essay. I got you. I got you. Ciao. The people say they would not be having no essays today. Anyway, but I'd love to see them have a mixture of right. They had Teen Summit. They had uh 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 the show that Carmen had when he was in the basement. Um with the when the rappers would come and they would freestyle when they was in the basement with Common and stuff. Not Common, damn it, I said Common with other light skinned dude. Fuck. Why my mind just went blank. Damn it. Oh, my mind just went blank. Rap City, yes, thank you. Rap City, but that was when they had light skinned dude. What's his name? I can't think of his name, but they used to have Def Comedy Jam. They not Def Comedy Jam. It was comedy Comic View, not Def Comedy Jam. Comic View. Def Comedy Jam was on HBO. Comic View. You had Comic View. You had BET Nightly News, Teen Summit. You had 106 in Park. You had Big Tigger. Thank you. Thank you. I knew somebody was gonna get it. You had good pro, but I would love for them to have that and a mixture of some of the stuff like some more news programming like TV1 at one time when it first started in the first few years of TV1 had good programming and then they just went left and they stopped having good programming on TV1. But even how TV1 did some great programming back in this earlier. Cedar's World, Hits on the Street. Remember, see, I love me some Cedar. Cedar, Big Baby, and Hits on. I had a big crush on the dude from Hits on the Street. You had College Hill that was on BET. All of these great shows and programming. College Hill. It was a lot of great shows. On BET. And we'd love to see it get back to those glory days. There's a whole generation of young people that just weren't there during that times. How many comedians would love to get another show like Comic View out there and really have, a chance at stardom? We could meet the next great few. You know how many awesome and phenomenal comics and future actors that came out of that show? What about really taking the music world into our own hands and instead of having to watch awful shows like The Voice and American Idol, have one, by us and for us with all black people. You know, if you're going to buy it, do right by it. If you're going to buy BET, then you need to do right by it. Don't buy it just for the sake of saying, oh, well, it's owned by a black person. Well, baby, you need to do right by it. I'm just saying. And I think the we as a people, the depth of black people and our ability and our reach in 2023 is so much greater. It will be awesome if we could truly have black entertainment television again and let it be really the full expanse of who we are and what we can be. Because I think if you ask me, the BET awards have been diminished because the channel is diminished. It used to be a badge of honor to be on 106 in Park, Rap City, and some of these other programs on our network. Now, BET is not respected, so why should I respect the BET awards? So, yeah, I think we need to absolutely revisit We're gonna monitor the situation. We're gonna watch it, but we need some real quality television. And then now here's the other part of it. If you're gonna buy it, if you're gonna buy it, be willing to spend the money. Don't buy it and then now we got to watch syndicated TV shows for 23 hours out of the day. 23 hours out of the day, y'all just playing old episodes of Living Single, Martin, uh, Family Matters, Good Times, That's My Mama, What's Happening. You know what I'm saying? That's what you playing all day long instead of giving us real quality television. I'm just saying. Absolutely, China White. I agree wholeheartedly. We absolutely need a culture reset. So, child, I mean, BET was all right even when Deborah Lee was there. It was all right when Deborah Lee was there. It really was. Now, after Deborah Lee left, it really turned into a shit show. Toward the end of Deborah Lee's tenure, it started its decline, but after she left, baby, it really just child, girl, child, like. Anyway, so that's the news on that. In more BET news, Deborah Lee has come out. She has a book that she is on a press tour for. And in her press tour for that book, she is on record by saying, yeah, me and Robert Johnson were married and we were busting each other down. He was blowing my back out. Baby, we was having sex. We had a whole relationship. But it got to a point where I didn't want to be in a relationship with him no more. And he told me, and it sounds like, this was probably not long before he sold the company, but it sounds like she was at that point probably. I think when he sold the company, Deborah Lee was what, number two or number three down to the BET. She was either number two or number three at BET when he sold the company. But before he sold the company, she says that she told him, I don't want to be in this relationship no more. Baby, I'm tired of the pain. And he said, oh, well, you can go ahead and pack your bags because I am Robert Johnson. And if you don't give me this good, you will be fired. You will be vilified in all of global media and global media outlets around the world. Harold, you say she was number two. Okay, she was number two. Thank you. So he basically told her, either you give me the good, or you won't have a job nowhere in America, which is awful. Now, this had to be, remember, he sold BET in 2001. So I'm thinking this was either very late 90s, early 2000s, right before he sold the company. We know after he sold the company, Deborah Lee did go on to become the CEO of BET. And, the rest is history with her. But during that time period where he still owned the company and was still CEO, this woman was afraid she was basic. I hate to use the R word, hey, Abby, but for lack of a better term, that's basically what it was. Either you give me this or you won't be able to work nowhere in America. She had already been divorced. He was already divorced because their spouses found out about their extramarital affair. So she already lost her husband over the situation. And when she decided that she didn't want no parts of him, he said to her, boo, I'm going to keep getting that, or you won't keep getting these good checks. And now, unfortunately, Deborah Lee did what she had to do to keep her job, and her story ended well. But the fact that she had to endure that is a travesty. Is a travesty. It's a travesty. There's no other word to use about it. The fact that that woman was forced to endure that and was basically told, if you don't let me bust you down, um, then you're not gonna have a job nowhere in America. Now, Robert Johnson, I'm just gonna let y'all know he ain't worried about nobody canceling him. He's over there, a member of the Three Comma Club, living off his billions, not being bothered with what y'all got going on and what y'all got to say. That man gonna say, that was 25 plus years ago, and we don't really care what y'all got to say about it. Child, March is 532. I just want y'all to know that March is 532. Anyway, I can't imagine what that's like. Because if you get to the point where you tell somebody, I don't want to have sex with you anymore, I don't want to be in this relationship with you anymore, you're probably at the point where you don't even want to be around them. But then when you're forced not only to be around them, but to continue that relationship and to continue to let them enter your body. Child, I can't eat. Mm-mm. And first of all, I don't know, and y'all correct me. I don't know that she gave the details as to how long this had to go on. Um, but baby, it ain't gonna be too many times. I'm gonna have to keep laying down here on this little bit and you sticking that thing into me, and I can't stand your stinking ass. Listen, when I tell you some good air, baby, if it was the early 2000s or around the time of 9/11, you know, anthrax was going all over the country. Baby, you would have had some anthrax somewhere. Baby, you would have had some ground glass somewhere. You would have had something going on, honey. Baby, I ain't just finna sit here letting you lay on top of me and thrust all that up into me, and I don't want no parts of you. No, ma'am, no go on. Baby, we get some ground glass. Baby, I'm gonna call my good sis Abby, who next time you come out the building, gonna meet you in the back. Her and the Nuck If You Buck squad gonna be ready to fuck you up. Okay. The Nuck If You Buck squad is, listen, BET, correct me if I'm wrong, was headquartered in DC, wasn't it? Wasn't that in the DC area that the headquarters for BET was back in the day? Baby, if it's in DC, the Nuck If You Buck squad was in full effect in DC during those times. Baby, I would have made a few phone calls. You would have been knocked off. Baby, baby, you would have been knocked off. When I tell you, you came out that good building late one night, and I would have said, "All right, baby, I'll meet you at the house. I'll be there in just 30 minutes. I'll meet you at the house, and I'm leaving 1st. I'll be the left first. I'll meet you at the house. I'm gonna go get everything set up, baby. All right, I'll be there such and such time, baby. As soon as you walk out that, soon as you walk out that door, the Nuck If You Bucks committee will be waiting, honey. What, baby? You know how many? Listen, you know how many ride or dies it is out there in the greater DC area, baby. They got real thugs and goons up in DC. They found that like, baby. When I tell you, I would have them people down there so quickly, baby. I got some things for y'all to handle. I got a little bit of change for you. Don't worry about it. I got some change for you. Cause he's not gonna keep laying on top of me. You're not gonna keep laying on top of me. Basically, R wording this woman. And like I said, we don't know how long this lasted. We don't know if it was a few weeks, a few months, or a few years where she had to endure that. We don't know. Baby, I can't even imagine. She's supposed to still be looking for him right now. You're supposed to send your goons to go handle him right now. I wonder, is now I know she have kids. Do she have all girls or do she have a couple sons? Because I'm sure if she got a son, somebody look that up. I know she got kids, but do she have all girls or do she have girls and boys? Not that girls won't go nuck if you buck, because Abby is real proof that girls will go nuck if you buck. But what I'm saying is, if she got some good sons, you know, some good sons that hear this, baby, they'll go knock on that young man's door. Hey, bro, let me talk to you for, bruh, bruh, come outside, bruh. Let me talk to you for a sec. Come on, let me. One daughter and one son, child, 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 girl, child. Child. I hate it though. What Sean Kinsey, you still in the chat? Sean, fall out the bushes if you still in the bushes. Child, it this is a mess. Her son is deceased now. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. That woman done been through a lot. It's interesting how we look at people in their glory. We look at people when they've reached the top of the mountain, not knowing. Oh, you see what our bro do. You see. I got to be on this good live, going in on one of our bros over here. You see what I got to do because he over here doing all kinds of awful shit. You see what we dealing with, Ryan? Just a mess. Anyway, but the point that I'm making is you look at people when they're in their glory, when they're at the top of the mountain, not knowing that these people had to come up the rough side of the mountain. These ain't people that just got there looking good and looking, baby. There are some real experiences and horrors that people have had to endure to get to where they are. To get to where they are. And and I'm sure there are people who are going to translate this story into saying that that woman slept her way to the top. Not that the woman was highly qualified, highly educated, but that's what that's going to translate into for some people. Because we got idiots out here in 2023. Y'all see social media. Social media has done nothing more than pull the curtain away, showing you that we live amongst a bunch of fucking idiots. That's all it's done. It's just pulled the curtain away and revealed all the idiots and roaches that's been running around backstage the whole time, running around us the whole time. Just a mess. My heart goes out to her that she had to endure that. And Deborah Lee was one of those women who didn't complain. Deborah Lee, y'all know, remember the people used to be dragging Deborah Lee when she was CEO at times. Baby, they was dragging that woman with reckless abandon. They would be dragging that woman for everything she was worth. Hey, Janae Boo, mods, hall monitors and mods, y'all already know. Hey, Janae Boo, it's 5:39. Hey, Janae, that's my girl. Just go see the hall monitors, please. Janae know I love her. Janae know I love her. That's my Sigma Gamma Rho sister over there. Anyway, but the way they used to be vilifying that woman, and there probably still gonna be people doing it right now. So long as you got a hall pass, make sure the hall monitor. You talk to the hall monitors. And you see the see the mods in the hall monitors with your pass. I'm just saying, right? And the people above them probably did other deplorable things to get where they are. To other child, a mess. But what I was going to say was, she always, if you ever watch Deborah Lee, she always carried herself, in just a very, the word I'm thinking is stately. Like, she always had this poised look about her. You never saw her, unkempt. You never saw her, out of pocket or anything. She was always stately, well put together and polished, and enduring horrific experiences. So I'm just saying. What do you mean, Harold? I am the nice teacher. Baby, all hall monitors and Mars, make sure y'all take care of that now. I'm the nice teacher. I ain't do nothing. Anyway, so that's the story on Deborah Lee. We got a pack dossier today, so I'm not gonna labor long on some of this stuff. I wanna make sure we get over to really be. So y'all, over in the country of Mexico, You- oh, yeah. I love how Janae is leaning right on the colors. Janae said, just in case you forgot, boo. See these good colors. I see you, Janae. Janae said she got a hall pass. She's excused. Leave her alone. So in Mexico, y'all, there's this story coming out of Mexico where four people were kidnapped at gunpoint. Two of them were found dead, and two of them were found alive. I um So, United States law enforcement was not involved on the ground in Mexico during the search for the missing Americans. The governor of Mexico's state of Tama- Tamaulipas, Americo Villarreal, said Tamaulipas is where the kidnapping took place. Mexican officials displayed a timeline of the search for the Americans, including photos of the cars believed to be used by the kidnappers before they were found Tuesday morning. Mexico's Secretary of Security, Rosa Isela Rodriguez, said authorities in Mexico have been in constant communication with the U.S. ambassador and other U.S. officials since Sunday. Now, apparently, um, these they were over there because one of the people was getting a plastic surgery. Hey, quintessential. So one of them was over there to get plastic surgery, and while they were over there, um, they were kidnapped at gunpoint. One of the two of the people have been found dead, and the other two have been found. The snacks for the I got they sitting over there. I got a big bag of Albanese gummy worms. Albanese gummy worms. So I appreciate that, quintessential. So here's the situation, y'all. It's just time to stay away from Mexico. I know y'all like going over there. At this point, there is no indication that there's any institutional control down there to Mexico. So, in addition to the fact that if you mess around and take a shower and some of that water get in your mouth, you're going to have violent projectile style diarrhea because their water is laced with cholera, diphtheria, and all of the other Oregon Trail diseases. Okay. And in addition to that, you could we got the Shanquella Robinson situation where the Mexican authorities basically did nothing. We got these people here where four Americans were kidnapped at gunpoint and two of them are dead. Baby, if you need to go get some um plastic surgery, baby, you need to just go ahead and save your money and stay over here, honey. Go to Dr. Miami. Go somewhere. Listen, it's some girls in all of the major cities where you got the girls. I know some girls down in Miami, definitely in Atlanta, definitely in New York, Chicago, Houston, and LA. Those cities definitely where you can go and they'll hook you up with some plastic surgery. Baby, you'll look like new money, honey. You'll have a Coca-Cola bottle for body. Okay, baby, they gonna hook you up. Ask the girls get good seal treatment from some of these girls. I ain't saying the ones that stay in the projects and give you fix a flat. No, not them girls. But there's some girls that might give you some good work over there. Girl, you get some good body work over there from some of the girls. I'm just telling you, honey. Girl, I got a couple names for you. It's some in Miami, Atlanta, DC, New York, Chicago, Houston, those cities, and Los Angeles. Those cities for sure. Baby, I got a couple names for you, baby. If you need some good work, you can get it done. But going down here to Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula, Cozumel, Tenochtitlan, Mexico City, Teotihuacan, and all of these other places down here to Mexico, baby, you might lose your life. And then you lose your life and nobody gets prosecuted. Nothing happens. And they just keep it moving like, wait, it's nothing to see here. Oh, somebody died. Oh, girl, that happened every day, girl. We good over here. We good. Y'all better stop going to some of these places. Now, y'all done seen the writings on the wall. Y'all just putting y'all lives in danger. It's not that serious. Baby, go to the gym and do a couple of squats and baby, get it how you live, honey. I told you I got a couple of names of some girls that could hook you up. But baby, it's not worth losing your life, honey. Right, you can get your body done on a payment plan, honey. Yes. Child, Puerto Vallarta, all them places, honey. Girl, y'all better stay away from these places. Y'all better stay away from these places. And now they over here trying to do news conferences to make it, ever since the Shanquella Robinson situation, they trying to do news conferences to make it look like they doing something. Baby, they ain't doing nothing. Baby, they ain't doing nothing. They say they found the one lady all disheveled and didn't know, she was, basically, no good for nobody mentally. Baby, that woman's probably gonna have extensive therapy sessions. She's gonna have to have extensive therapy. Child, my best friend went over there to Mexico to get a lap band, and he didn't tell me, and he had what he had done until he came back because he knew what, child. He knew what you was gonna say, child, baby. You can't be going to some of these places talking about you finna go over there and have these good surgeries. And you can't even go over there talking about you going just to go party and have fun. Baby, they got the people kidnapping you at gunpoint. Child, child, girl. It's a lot of other places you can go. I don't even really like Mexican food like that, so I don't really have a reason to go. I mean, it's other beautiful places in Central and South America and the Caribbean that I can go and not be in danger of my life, livelihood, and safety. I don't even like Mexican food like that, so I'm good. I don't have no reason to go. I've been before. I don't have no reason to go again. We good. I can't even drink the water over there. Nope. We good. Child, we went over there to Mexico and told my friend, remember not to drink the water. This fool, I'm gonna be all right, baby. The first night, and we was there for like 4 days. Baby, he was hibernating in the bathroom the whole time. It was so bad because we had adjacent rooms. We left him in that other room by himself because the smell was ungodly. It was ungodly. Child. Where you supposed to go for your next vacation? Go to Chile, Argentina, Brazil. Go to Colombia. Go to somewhere in the Caribbean. Go to the Virgin Islands, Barbados. Go, like, it's a lot of places you can go. Mexico ain't the only place. I'm just saying. I mean, if you asking me, if you taking me, because I know you want to take me, Cams. I want to go back to Tokyo, so you can take me back to Tokyo, and we can have some good time in Tokyo. You say roll the Mars? Sha. I'm just saying. The DR is nice and often cheaper. And child, trade me in DR too, honey. We can get you a good piece of trade in DR. I'm just telling you what I know. That's what the people told me. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what I know. I'm saying that's what the people told me. That's what they told me. I will. We'll talk about that backstage because I've never been to Thailand, but I'd love to go. That's a trip. That is a trip. Amsterdam, Brussels, Switzerland. People, it's all kinds of beautiful places. Spirit goes to. I don't fly Spirit, so nah. Spirit goes to Colombia. I did hear today that JetBlue is trying to buy Spirit Airlines I don't know if that means that JetBlue is about to diminish in its value or Spirit is about to go up in its, value or whatnot. I don't know. But that's what I saw today that JetBlue is trying to buy Spirit Airlines. I'm just saying. The Caribbean is very beautiful. Very beautiful. Even Cuba is open nowadays. You can go to Cuba. Cuba is beautiful, contrary to popular belief. Rome, Greece. A lot of people going to Greece. Every lot of people take a trip to Greece. And if you go during the right time of year, they say it is beautiful. A good friend of mine just came from Greece last fall. Had a beautiful time in Greece the last fall. Beautiful time. Wherever you go, Mexico ain't it. I'm just saying. They've been trying to do that merger for close to 2 years now. Child. I ain't flew JetBlue in about 8 years. I'm just being honest. I haven't flown JetBlue in 8 years. Um, what time? Yeah, it's. I haven't given y'all no palate cleansers. I'm sorry. I owe y'all a couple palate cleansers. These oldies but goodies, oldies but goodies. Okay, oldies but goodies. There you go, Tracy. You're welcome. See how you have the name on that one, Tracy? You're welcome. There's another one, Tracy. You're freaking welcome. Leave me alone. Lord, leave me alone. There's another good one. All right. Um, so those couple palate cleansers. Um, well, let's go ahead and unpack this. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender conforming members of our audience, it's time for your palate cleansers.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And who shall ever believe?
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. I said it's time for your palate cleanser. I meant it's time for our sugar spike segment. Cha. Anyway, so we're gonna start on the shallow end, and then we're gonna start on the shallow end. It's gonna be shallow for a little bit, and then the bottom is gonna fall out, and we're just gonna go straight to the ninth level of hell. So Donald Glover, Donald Glover is saying that Chevy Chase called him the N-word. I believe on set. Let me read this. Actor and comedian Chevy Chase is making headlines once again after Donald Glover had a few words to say about him during his speech at the 2023 Writers Guild Awards. Earlier this week, Donald Glover attended the Sunday event to present the Herb Sargent Award for Comedy Excellence to Atlanta executive producer Paul Simmons. While giving a speech about Simmons, Donald Glover insinuated that Chase called him the N-word. He started by explaining that while on Saturday Night Live, Sargent came up with a segment called Weekend Update, which Chevy Chase hosted. Here's what Donald Glover said. Quote, Chevy Chase once called her one of the funniest writers working in television. Chevy Chase once called me, you know what? This is about Paul. Now, he didn't come right out and say that Chevy Chase called him the N-word. He just paused and alluded to it. So people are just going ahead and inserting the N-word. All right. So the room filled with laughter as the actor redirected his speech back to Simmons. Chase was one of the original cast members of SNL, but left the show just a few years show just a year after in 1976. Um, Trying to see if Chase had the creator of Community, Dan Harmon, previously apologized on behalf of Chase for his behavior and chalked it up to Chase being jealous of Glover. He said, quote, Chevy was the first to realize how immensely gifted Donald was, and the way he expressed his jealousy was to try to throw Donald off. I remember apologizing to Donald after a particularly rough night of Chevy's non PC's verbiage, and Donald said, I don't even worry about it. So apparently, um, this is real. Um, you know, we're not surprised. We're not surprised. I do think Donald Glover that I believe that you should have called him out on this earlier. Chevy Chase is award winning and heralded and as one of the comedic greats in television and movies. However, these people have to be called out on their bullshit. Don't apologize to me behind the scenes when this man is over here being racist. Nope, calling it right out. Absolutely. Now, I don't know if that was the right time to do it in the middle of this other man receiving an award. However, I do think that he does need to be called out in a public forum. I do absolutely believe he needs. Now, if you want to go sit down and let Tamron Hall or somebody, interview you and you talk about it there, oh, absolutely. Lay his ass the fuck out. Dish rag his ass. Dog walk him. I just don't think that. Hey, Miss Sharon. Hey, boo. Not Danny Glover. Donald Glover, the rapper. So listen. You know what's so funny? I had to explain to my mom that Donald Glover and Childish Gambino were the same person. She thought they were different people. My mom really, and I believe to this day, if I ask her, she'll think they're separate people. She will think that Donald Glover and Childish Gambino are two different people. I promise you. I told her this on several occasions. I believe right now, if I asked her and pressed her on it, she would think that they're two different people. Anyway, but these people got to be called out. These white actors and actresses have been racist a long time. It's bred into the fabric and fibers that is Hollywood, big screen and little screen. And we're in a day and age where as black actors and actresses, you don't have to put up with that shit no more. They do that shit, call the ass out. I ain't said lose no job over it, but what I am saying is you might could go sit down and say, mm-hmm. I was down there taping, Chevy Chase. Yeah, he called me the N-word, sure did. It felt horrible. And he still has a job over there. Can somebody call and find out why he still have a job? And he's over here using racial epithets at me, threatened because I'm funnier than he is, threatened because our ability as black people have always been better than our counterparts. To be let in the door, we had to be 12 times better than our white counterparts. So when you see us in the same arena as you, we are that much better than you. But you want to get mad and start spewing racial epithets at us. Hey, Jason. Y'all see what time it is, all right? What's going on, Jason? So I ain't got the time to unpack that like I want to today because we got about 30 minutes left, and I still got some heavy lifting to do later in this program because the dossier is quite packed today. So let me get to my next story in our sugar spike moments. Where do I want to go? Let's go here. So, and I think we reported on this last year. So, former Iowa football coach Kirk Ferentz is and the Iowa football program was being sued because of in a discrimination lawsuit because of just a whole lot of fuck shit and fuckery that was going on down to the University of Iowa with the football players in that program. And he's upset because it looks like these players are going to get there's a proposed settlement for more than $4 million that's been reached in the lawsuit brought by the former Iowa football players. They're alleging tons of racial discrimination in this lawsuit and saying that there's systemic. And I've said this before. People mix up the words systemic and systematic. Those are two different words. Systemic is different from systematic. When someone says there's systemic racism, what that means is the entirety of the entire system is flawed and set up where there's racial disparities throughout. Something that's systematic means it happens in a order. Now, something that's systematic can also be systemic, but something that's systemic doesn't necessarily mean it's systematic, if that makes sense. Systematic talks about chronology or the order of things taking place. Systemic talks about the totality of a situation. So, let me read a little bit of this for you all. Iowa taxpayers will pay $2 million to help the University of Iowa Athletic Department settle a lawsuit brought by former football players who allege racial discrimination existed in Coach Kirk Ferentz's program, a state board decided in a vote Monday. The state's appeal board voted 2-1 to approve the use of taxpayer funds for half of the $4.175 million settlement over the objection of State Auditor Rob Sand, a board member who said athletic director Gary Barta should be fired for a series of lawsuits ending in settlements under his watch. And it's going on and on and on. Kirk Ferentz is saying that it's not fair that the people of the state of Iowa have to absorb that cost, and it's taken out of state, out of taxpayer dollars. But hey, bro, if you wasn't doing all of the things, there's alleged. I'm gonna see if I can find, because we went through this case at the time, and we broke down all of the allegations. For those people who've been around for a while, we went through the case. Just a quick reminder: in 2020, before the lawsuit, the university hired the Hush Blackwell law firm to review the program after dozens of former players, most of them black, spoke out on social media to allege racial disparities and mistreatment. Their activism came as protests against racial injustice swept the nation following the death of George Floyd, and other attempts to raise concerns inside the program resulted in other minor changes. So there was a host of things that was alleged by those players, and clearly looks like it's been confirmed. They were saying things like they were told if they wore anything that said Black Matter, Black Lives Matter, they would be punished physically, not that they were beaten, but they would, be made to do calisthenic drills, and they would be threatened with not being able to play. There were racial epithets that have been thrown at some of the players. Some of the players say that white counterparts were allowed to wear certain things and have things in their locker rooms, in their lockers that were, things like Confederate flags. One of the players said a noose was placed in his locker. And, it was a host of different things that were validated and verified. And we kind of went over it at the time. That was a few years back. But now they're saying, oh, it's not fair that because the white people, that's what they're talking about, the white taxpayer, because they don't believe black people pay taxes for some reason. But the taxpayers, that's code language for white people, should not have to pay these black people money, even though you white people are the ones who did wrong. Yeah, they're going to pay it. Mhm. Pay that money. We don't care. They never want to um, be held accountable for the things they do. They never want to be held accountable for the atrocities that they cause. White people would love to just be, you know, uh, just get a pass on everything. They want their breastplate of white supremacy and mantle of white privilege makes them believe that they can do and say anything, and nothing would, with complete autonomy. A mess. I can't even break that down like I want to. We ain't got that much time left, and we got other things to unpack. Let me get this quick one out of the way, and then we got to unpack the big story in our sugar spike segment. Okay. So, um, the United, I'm sorry, the yet to be United States House of Representatives is now on the verge of a bill coming across the floor of the House of Representatives that will um, bar trans students, athletes from participating in sports. Let me read this. We've heard this all over the country in red states across the fruited plains. But now that we got fucktards, ass clowns, and yahoos down there to the yet to be United States House of Representatives, these are the things that has come out. Let me read this to you. The Congressional Equality Caucus and others are condemning an anti-transgender sports bill that the House Committee on Education and the Workforce will consider Wednesday. The committee announced Monday that it had scheduled the bill, House Resolution 734, for markup Wednesday. Markup means the committee will review the text of a bill, decide if amendments are needed, and vote on whether to send it to the full House. H.R. 734, introduced by Republican U.S. Representative Greg Stube of Florida, would make it a violation of Title IX for recipients of federal financial assistance to allow transgender girls or women to participate in girls or women's athletic programs. Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972 is the federal law banning sex discrimination in education. Do I need to read any more? Are we surprised? Are we surprised? I don't even need to go any further. Do you have any belief that this bill won't make it through and make it to the full House? Do you have any belief that this bill won't make it through committee and be sent to the full House? I have no faith that this bill won't make it to the floor of the House of Representatives. It's going there. We know it'll never become law. The Senate would never pass that However, comma, in the immortal words of Really Be TV, the fact that this is being proposed on the floor as real incredible legislation on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives in the year of our Lord 2023 tells you where we are as a people. Tells you exactly where we are. Of course, who's one of the co-sponsors of the bill? Matt Gaetz. Because why wouldn't a bill like this be co-sponsored by Matt Gaetz? Mhm. Mind you, we've said over and over and over again in just about every state, I'm not going to say all, but just about every state where in the country, certainly the states where these bills have been passed, there was no evidence and no cases of transgender girls participating in these sports. There was just legislation being put in place because they're using actual laws to be sounding boards for political campaign. Laws are being put in place for no reason other than we want to be able to say we check that box. There's no evidence of it. There are no cases of it, but they just want to be able to do that to be discriminatory and bigoted. Oh, I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all, Mr. Pisces. I'm surprised it took this long. We don't listen. We are not deceived on what the United States is as a country. We are not deceived at all. We know exactly what we are. Much of the American public doesn't seem to have any clue as to the cesspool of fuckery that we have over here. But please believe, we're very clear. Let me go ahead and get this story out of the way. So, our main story in the Sugar Spike segment involves the story of a young man by the name of Khalil Azad. Um, his name is spelled Khalil. His last name is Azad. Khalil Azad. This story is being called the 21st century Emmett Till. It is graphic. It is triggering because there are pictures involved here. And the young man, I'm not going to show any of the pictures. I promise you I'm not. The young man was a black man, light-skinned black man, long dreads. And let me read to you some of the stuff here. All right. All right. Student, this is in what state of all states? You named it, Minnesota. Bastion of racism. In the great state of Minnesota, student activists and the family of Khalil Ahmad Azad, who was found dead 2 days after an encounter with Robbinsdale Police Department last summer, held a rally in downtown Minneapolis Monday, questioning the circumstances of his death and calling for the release of body cam footage and an independent investigation. I was made aware of this story over the weekend, and when I saw it, y'all know me, nothing shakes me. It shook me. Here's what Khalil's mother said. Khalil's mother said, quote, "I just want justice and I want answers because I don't want another family like mine to go through what we've been going through. And that's his mother. Her name is Fatoma Azad. Azad, who is 24, was found on the shoreline of Crystal Lake in July of 2022, 2 days after allegedly fleeing from Robbinsdale police when he was pulled over for suspected DWI. The Robbinsdale police claim at 1:27 a.m. on July 3rd, 2022, officers attempted to pull Azad over on the 4200 block of County Road 81, and he took off with a male and female passenger in the car. According to police, officers pursued, and Azad lost control of the car, hit a curb and a tree, and then fled on foot. Police say they then interviewed the passengers, and a Minnesota State Police patrol helicopter used a thermal imaging system to search for Azad but did not locate him. At 1:48, police say a canine unit was brought in to help with the search, but also did not find Azad. Police say they ended the search at roughly 2:20 a.m. Police say after Azad fled on foot and no officer or police dog had any contact with him. Now, activists and family point to photos of the decomposed body that had been widely circulated on social media. They believe the photos show dog bites and other injuries on Ahmad's body that police have inflicted. Quote, we all know looking at those pictures is something that needs to be done and it shouldn't keep happening. That was according to Khalil's sister. She also added that she had been very close to her brother and her daughter was born 2 months after his death. Student activists spoke afterwards, calling for there to be an independent investigation of all the agencies involved, including the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's Office. In a press release, with Minnesota teen activists with Minnesota Teen Activists, the student group that organized the rally, indicated the family is trying to have an independent forensic specialist review the autopsy. The task may prove challenging. An article published in 2017 by James Caruso in the Journal of Academic Forensic Pathology on decomposition in bodies recovered from water indicated that it can be difficult to interpret wounds on bodies that have been submerged for extended periods of time. Quote, post-mortem changes alter the appearance of the body, making wounds and other evidence of the body's interaction with the environment more difficult to interpret or even recognize, end quote. What's happening here is this. They're going to explain away. They're going to explain away what happened to this young man. Magically, there's going to be no body cam footage. Magically, they're saying, oh, we searched and searched and searched, and we couldn't find him. Nobody knows what happened to him. So you telling me that this able-bodied black man who was able-bodied enough to run from you all and flee into the woods or wherever he fled into, so much so that y'all couldn't find him magically. But magically he ended up dead in the lake with dog bites on him. There are pictures. There are absolutely pictures. If you are someone who is triggered, if you are someone who is squeamish, you probably don't want to watch it. You don't want to see the pictures. There are pictures of him when he's alive, very handsome man. But the pictures of him are hard to watch, are hard to look at. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Something happened here. I wholeheartedly believe something happened here. Right. They're saying that it's not a deep lake. It's like 2 feet of water. This man is like a tall man. But they're holding on to their story. They are holding on to their story. Y'all, something happened here. Something happened here. I keep telling y'all, committing a crime does not give police and law enforcement the right to be judge, jury, and executioner. Even if you do wrong and commit a crime, you are owed the right and opportunity to go and have your day in court, not your day in a body bag. Something happened to this man and they're hiding it. And nobody seems to want to talk about it. And so many times over and over and over, I do believe, the old people during the civil rights era and going back even to the 1800s would always say someone has to bear witness because black people were so tired of having this happen, hearing about it. We've seen it over and over and over to the point where you become fatigued, you become triggered, and you say, I can't watch this anymore. I can't look at it. And some of those old people, so a lot of times it was an old black grandmother, an old black mother. It was the women. I ain't gonna lie, it was the women. They would say, I will go because someone has to bear witness. Someone has to be there to bear witness. And I'm telling you, this is hard to look at. But the family said, no, people need to see this. It is extremely hard to look at. It is horrific to look at. Like it doesn't even look like the same person. It doesn't look like it almost doesn't even look like a human being. It almost does not look like a human being. Like it's very hard to look at. It's gut wrenching. It is as bad as you can think. It's probably worse. As bad as your mind is thinking it probably is worse. I mean, you can't even tell this was a light skinned man. You can't tell that at all. We how we do over here on this channel. We speak to injustice. We don't shy away from it. Y'all know those people who go back with me. Y'all know YouTube has shut down my lives in mid live. I've had lives shut down by YouTube mid sentence. Ask the old people like Volvo and Patty Duke and people who've been around since like 2019, 2020. They'll tell you we get up here and we speak truth to power, and we've been shut down and we still speak truth to power because somebody has to. I'm not going to put the link in the chat. I'm not. But if you Google it, you will find it. Please be clear. If you Google Khalil Azad, you'll find it. It won't take long. Um, I'm going to monitor this story. I want to see if they force the state of Minnesota to do something about this. They're already explaining it away, so I don't know what will be done. They're already explaining it away, so you see how that's going. I'm going to leave that there. I'm just going to say we're going to monitor this story. Um, we're going to monitor it, but this stuff has to. We keep saying this stuff has to stop, and it keeps happening. Um, yeah, and that's yeah. Yeah, Danny was here. Danny was here. We got shut down in mid live. Mid live. Um, we need some palate cleanses after that. We definitely do. Let's get some palate cleanses out of the way. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. And there you go. Ooh, we needed some palate cleansers after that, y'all. Listen. All right. Xavier. Hey, how you doing, boo? Hey, Xavier, boo. You just getting here, boo? Hey, you just getting here, boo? You know I loved you, Xavier. Hall monitors. Hall monitors. Hall monitors. Check the door. Hey, Xavier, boo. Xavier know he my boo. Um, so I'm not gonna have enough time because I know we got to get out of here and go over to really be. I really wanted to take some time to there was a story I wanted to do from California where Governor Gavin Newsom is talking about no longer doing business with Walgreens because Walgreens has stopped selling abortion pills in 20 states. Walgreens stopped selling abortion pills in 20 states, and Governor Gavin Newsom went in on Walgreens yesterday for its decision to stop dispersing abortion pills in 20 states and said that California would not be conducting business with Walgreens any longer, um, or any other company that cowers to extremists and puts women's lives at risks. So here are the states, or some of the states: um, Alabama, Arkansas, Alaska, Arkansas, Alabama, Iowa, South Dakota, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Ohio, South Carolina, and Texas. So you cannot get abortion pills by mail from Walgreens in those states. That is just, no, well, New York City, Lemon Kush is a city, but New York is not one of the states. New York is not one of the states. But yeah, that's what I wanted to unpack that a little more. Um, um, it looks like CVS is also considering doing the same thing. This thing is getting dangerous out here, so you can't even get those drugs by mail. At least not from Walgreens, and CVS is thinking of doing the same thing, as well as other pharmacists, not pharmacists, but pharmacies around the country. These people are afraid of being litigated. We'll see. I wanted to unpack that a little more. I just can't because I need to get out of here. I also need to really unpack, and I'm just going to mention it and say we'll unpack this later. The Ja Morant story. There's a lot. There's much more to that story than's being said. There's a lot more to the Ja Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies story than is being said, and I really want to do that justice and unpack it, but I just don't have enough time. Um, but our happy feel good story before we get out of here is going to be Zaya Wade made her runway debut in Paris. In Paris, and let me read this for you. Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union's daughter, Zaya, 15, made her runway debut during Paris Fashion Week Tuesday, strutting her stuff at Miu Miu's Fall Winter 2023 show. Zaya modeled an oversized olive green knit blazer, styled with a matching sweater and pencil skirt, carrying a brown leather bag and sporting matching patent leather slingback heels. Zaya over here walking runway for you girls. Go ahead. Um, Go ahead, Zaya. Get it how you live. See, the thing about it is, Xavier, you don't look at Ja, you look at his daddy. Go Google Ja Morant's daddy. He the fine one. The one you want is the daddy. Go look up Ja Morant's daddy. That's the one who you want. All right, now I'm telling you what I know. Tell you what I know. Daddy is the fine one. Anyway, but shout out to Zaya, who around here walking runway. She had braids on, honey. Mama had her bag with her braids. Girl, get it how you live, Zaya. Get it how you live, buddy. I'm happy for her. Girl made that money. Her mom, her stepmom and her dad was sitting, in the front row on the side, laughing and smiling and happy for their daughter. Shout out to Zaya. We here for Zaya. We here for all parts of Zaya. Get it, girl. Get it, Zaya. That's a happy, feel good story of the day. Zaya Wade walking run. She's walking runway down to Paris Fashion Week if you should need her. If you should need her. I ain't mad at it, honey. I am not mad. Anyway, y'all can go look up the pictures, get the pictures and so forth. Get it, honey, get it. Anyway, we about to get out of here, y'all. Put some if you would put some Shondos in the chat before we get out of here, y'all. I think I had 2 palette cleansers left. While y'all putting Shondos in the chat, let me put the last 2 palette cleansers up. There's one. And that's the last one. That's it. Oldies but goodies. Oldies but goodies. So yeah, put some Shondos in the chat, everybody. Listen, y'all. We had a good time today. Y'all could have been a whole lot of places, but y'all was here with me today. We're about to go over there to really be. She might already really be already live because we need to get ready to go. We getting ready to go over there. Y'all, we about to go over to really be. I'll be on tonight on Darren Green's channel for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Tracy, you coming on there with us? You gonna be on the panel with us, Tracy? Xavier, if you want to come on the panel with us, you let me know too, Xavier, if you want to come. Or she just went live good. All right, we're going over there. Xavier, let me know if you want to come on the panel too. We'll send you a link. You come up on the panel to talk about the Real House Skanks Potomac. Anyway, y'all, if you'd like to contribute to the channel, you can do so here. There's the Cash App. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you for being vocal president active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Y'all, we about to get up out of here. We going over to Big Sis Really B House. She gonna break down the stories of the day as only she can. And y'all can catch me at 8 o'clock on Darren Green's channel after that. That's all I got for y'all. Send me a DM, Xavier. I'll send you the link. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.